Welcome back to Henry's Garage. In this episode we do some more work on the valve clearances. We have an improvement, but we're still not quite there. So like, subscribe, comment, and we'll see you in the next episode. That's my tappet, my palette. These are a bunch of thin, small coins. So the Triumph manual, the Triumph catalogue, where I can buy new ones of these from, has the smallest ones at 0.09 inches. However, I know British Leyland makes them smaller. I'm assuming the ones that I tried yesterday were roughly that, or between the, within the standard kind of range. So here I have a whole bunch which are smaller, and so if I put these in instead, hopefully, and they're, as you can see, the same size, then I should get an idea about what size I actually need. So there are two things I want to do. So and these are, let's see if we can zoom in on one. So these are just old coins from different places around the world. So that's Netherlands. So those four at the top are all from the Netherlands. And, well, I don't know where these ones come from. But, so we're going to try those to see if we can get a better reading. And the other thing we're going to do is we're going to try to get those cam covers to move more freely, the buckets, because they shouldn't be that stiff. Okay, so I've taken out the tappets and measured those, and we go in from 0.985 up to 1145. So we've got a range there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use those 7 and that one. I might actually know. I think I'll use those 6, not this one, which looks too thin, and those 2. I need to make sure that these will all just have a little lip above. So just here, they sit in here, and they need to have a little lip above it, just to make sure. And that doesn't. That's too low. So. Right, I need to just think about that. I need to make sure that it does fit in properly. Okay, a bit more thought. Okay, so I found that most of the coins are actually too small, and they're not thick enough. And if you put them in, you feel this edge rather than the coin at the top. So I've got one here, so this is a 0.05, and that is just above, so I'm really worried about this actually, because if the smallest I can get is a 0.7, then we're going to struggle. But and so actually maybe I'll put in a bigger one just to be secure. This here is 2 together, okay, and those 2 add up to 0.88. The remainder, the other 6, what I did is I took of the smallest 6, I took the biggest and I tried it against the remaining valves, and I stuck it in the one where I could feel the least slip on the edge. And then I took the next biggest and did the same. Okay, so hopefully they're all in a place. The covers are moving more freely now, so they were well oiled yesterday, and they're beginning to go in and out a bit better than they were, so that should be freeing that up. I am going to change this one to something bigger because it's just too small. So I'm going to change that one up to the largest one I had of the coins. That gives us more of a chance. Okay, So I'm going to refit everything and try measuring again. Right, I've run through that, and I still got 4 where I can't get a 4/1000th underneath, and that's the smallest I've got. So those are, and 4/1000th is obviously too small. 4/1000ths, 4/10,000ths. Oh, 0.004. Okay. So with this one, I got a measurement of 0.01. It's an exhaust, so I want it to be between 0.014 and so I've got that wrong. So 0.014 would be 84290. Okay. These two both need something smaller. These two both need something smaller. This one, an exhaust at 0.016, comes in the gap. This one, an exhaust at 0.016, comes in there. So, I'm going to leave those 2 tappets where they are. Pallets. I'm going to move this one to one of these, which needs something smaller. I'm going to move this one to one of these, which needs something smaller. I'm going to see if I can make a 0.9 out of my bits and pieces. This one, I mean, I was at 490 and still hadn't found the gap, so I need at least that. So I'm going to find the biggest one I've got, which is one of those 2, and put that there. And we'll go from there. Okay, so I've got measurements for all of them now, and they all appear to be, I think, that I'd be able to buy the pallets for them. So 860 to 876, 762 to 768, 764 to 770, 1012 to 1028, 955 to 971, 869 to 875, well, without repeating all the numbers. So I'm going to go have a look at what I can get, and I think what I'll do, so that I have a really good collection, is I'm going to get extras, and hopefully I'll be able to get them delivered to me in time that I can do that before I leave here this week. It is now Friday, and I have received in the post a bunch of tappets, or pallets rather. And now, yeah, good, same diameter. So I needed things below 0.90 inches, or 0.09 or whatever it was anyway. And I couldn't find anything at the typical TR7 sites, but I did find a Lotus site which had them down as low as 0.6 or 0.06, whichever it is. And I worked out that they were the same, so I ordered them. So I've got a whole bunch, and I've got my notes, which even from 4 days ago seem incomprehensible. So hopefully I'll be able to make sense of this as I try to put them together. Okay, a little bit disappointed here because I've not ordered small enough. So I think using the 2 coins, I wasn't really getting an accurate measure. When the pressure was put on them, they would squeeze together more, and so obviously I needed something smaller. So according to this, I need 2 at 67, 1 at 74, and 1 at 92. So the TR7, manual shows you can get them from 70, not from 67. So I don't know if that means they'll go too small. So when they sit on the springs and the washer on there, there's a bit of a lip on the washer, and you can see in this old one down here there's it's slightly raised or lowered. You can see that, and so that's what presses against the actual pallet. But I don't know if it's now going to press against the washer that surrounds here if I go down to a 67. So before I order those, I'm going to put this live, and I'll see if anyone's got any advice on that, and go from there.